channel. Today I really wanted to talk to you guys about friendship because your friends and the people you hang out around have a really big impact on if you're true to yourself or not, and they have a really big impact on who you are and everything. So I figured today I would do a video on friendship, and then this will probably be my last sit down video for a while because I'm going to be doing some vlog type things for my next couple of videos. So let's get to it. So you guys remember my last video when I asked Julia who my best friends were, and she said her and our other best friend Sarah. There's actually one more that mix, and her name is Lizzie. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a background on all of these friends. So for everyone who doesn't know, this is my sister who just crashed my vlog. That's me. I'm a crasher. See ya. Okay guys, so Lizzie was my best friend from kindergarten. We were attached to the hip from the first day we met. She was one of the first people to get me out of my shell. But sadly, Lizzie moved away when we were in the last day of 5th grade. She moved to a different state, and it was really hard on me and her because we couldn't see each other every day. So right now we're in a long distance friendship, and it's really hard because when I need a hug from someone and no one else can give me that hug, I want to get a hug from her, but I can't because she's so far away. It's really hard not being able to see one of your best friends every day. You can't give them a hug. They can't make you smile. Like, they can on the phone, but you don't get to share. You get to have memories when you're together, but we only see each other once or twice a year, and sometimes we don't even see each other at all in a year. The last 2 years have been kind of nice because she came to where I live, I went to where she lived, so we could see each other, but so that was once or twice in 2 years. But before that, we hadn't seen each other since 5th grade, and it's really hard. We text and we call and we talk all the time, but it's hard not for them not to be right there. I can't give her a hug, and when I need a hug from her, I can't get one. And I know it's the same for her. Like, when she needs a hug from me, she can't have one. Like, we can talk, and it's great when we're talking, but it's so hard not to be able to see her every day on in their life, but you don't get to be there and live it with them. So yeah, but I'm gonna tell you guys my favorite memories with her. So there's a ton of them, but I'm going to only touch on my favorite 3. So Lizzie and we created a toy for this class we were in. It was a Barbie doll that was like supposed to be inspirational because it had deformities, and when we were at her house, we were making the commercial for it, and I remember that we both had the idea to try to sell them. So we ended up having a lemonade and bake sale, and she used to live on this, in this compound, but right on the main road. So we had a lemonade sale, we made little decorations, and we made a cash box because we didn't want to buy one because we didn't have the money to buy one. So we made one, and we made all these decorations that we could sell. We made a bunch of these toys. We got a bunch of our old Barbie dolls, and we made the toys, and we made lemonade, and we made baked brownies. We literally stayed up the entire night before getting ready for this bake sale. And finally, when the day came, it was raining, and not a lot of people came. Her next door neighbor came over, and we sold him some lemonade. He came over on his little lawnmower. We sold him some lemonade, and he bought some decorations. And then we saw these cars on the road, and we got out, we made posters, and we started dancing to get people to come in and see and come eat our food and drink our lemonade and buy the toys that we had spent so much time making. And eventually a few cars did come, but it wasn't a lot of cars. So when the rain got too hard and all of our cash box died from disintegration, we went into her house and we took everything. We set it up in her basement, and we had just a party, the 2 of us. We played with the toys we had made. It was such a fun night, and I'll never forget it because it was one of those things when something didn't go the way we wanted it to, something didn't go the way we planned, but we made the best of it and it was amazing. It was just so much fun, just me and her, just there being goofballs and making memories that last a lifetime. So that was my ultimate favorite memory with her. I'm gonna do two for each of my friends. So my second favorite memory with her was her and I used to be obsessed with watching those fail videos. So we went out and my trampoline was covered in ice and water, and we went out and got in like the most rugged, stupid clothes ever, and we got on my trampoline and we took a camera and we made my mom video us falling and slipping all over the trampoline so we could be on those fail videos. It was so much fun. We literally, my mom goes, "It's too cold, you guys gotta come inside." We wouldn't. She went inside and the two of us were out there slipping and sliding on the ice on the trampoline for hours. When we finally got too cold, we came inside and literally got blankets and we changed clothes, we got blankets, we covered ourselves in blankets, we had hot chocolate, and then we watched our videos and just laughed. And then we watched fail videos, like the America's Funniest Videos. We used to watch those all the time. So we turned that on and we just sat there for the rest of the day laughing. And I keep saying I'll never forget that. I'll never forget any of these memories. They're all so important to me. It's just you don't realize you're making them, and then when it's over, you have this feeling of serenity because you've made something that'll last forever, and you know it's gonna last forever, and it's not one of those things that is gonna go away, because it's one of those memories that is just ingrained and it made you who you are. Okay, so now I'm gonna do so now I'm on to Julia. Julia, I met her last year. And the story of how we met is actually kind of funny, but it's not one of my favorite memories with her, but I'm still gonna tell it to you guys. Julia and I met in the nurse. Okay, so both of us get really bad migraines and have been in the hospital for them and stuff. So we were both in the nurse with a migraine, and we just started talking, and eventually I think we switched numbers or something like that happened, and then we started texting, and then we had a testing day, which means we only had half day, and I invited her over to my house and we just hung out. And ever since that day we met in the nurse, we've been like really close, and I can tell her anything. I can tell all three of these people anything, and I know that they're gonna help me and they're gonna be there for me. Julia is one of the most sweet, caring, kind people I know, but she's also super courageous and adventurous, and she's so insanely wacky. Like, and I'm saying this in a good way because wacky is a compliment. Like, she doesn't care. We'll be supposed to be doing something serious, and we can't because both of us are just laughing. Like, we were filming the video the other day, it was supposed to be serious. We couldn't make it serious. Both of us were just laughing, and when we're together, it's smiles and laughs all the time. Yeah, we talk about hard stuff and stuff that makes us cry, but we eventually both end up in smiles and laughs, and sometimes it's really... I'm gonna talk about my two favorite memories with Julia. So my absolute favorite memory with Julia is the first time she slept over at my house. Storming, meaning like super downpour. You could hear it on the roof, and outside everything, it wasn't thundering and lightning, it was just raining so hard. And something I love to go out and dance in the rain and jump in the puddles. I'm a little kid at heart, and so is she. So I go, come on, we're gonna do something fun. She was really confused, but she followed me anyway. And I run outside and I jump in the rain. I didn't know if she would follow me or not. if she would just stand there and watch me and be like, wow, I shouldn't be friends with this girl. She's insane. She's outside in the rain, like, bye, last time I'm ever sleeping over, last time we're ever hanging out. But no, what she did was she came out and she jumped in the rain with me. And that is the moment I realized that she was going to be my friend forever. When she came out and danced in the rain with me. Most people wouldn't do that. Most people would go, oh, that girl's insane. What is she doing? Why is she in the rain? But it was raining and I love to dance in the rain. And I ran out and she followed me. She came with me and she danced in the rain with me. And that is forever my favorite memory with her. I just knew that she'd be my friend forever because it was my favorite memory with her because that is the time I realized she was my best friend. And that I realized it was a night of realization for me. It was a day I realized she was my best friend and that she would be there when I'm being stupid, and she's not going to be like, oh, I don't know that girl. Like, she's not going to be one of those friends who, when you do something stupid or embarrass yourself, goes, oh, I don't know her. Do you know her? Because I don't know her. And from that moment on, I've been really close to her, and I haven't been afraid to tell her things and express myself in front of her. Because I realized that night that she was like me. She was this wacky little goofball on the inside. And yeah, she shows it a lot better than I do, but she was this wacky little goofball who wasn't afraid to be herself with someone she didn't know all that well yet. She will forever be my best friend, and the first time she slept over is the absolute reason why, because we ran out into the rain and we had so much fun, and we weren't afraid. It was raining and we were living, and we were both being the incredible silly little goofballs we were, and we weren't hiding it from each other. My second favorite memory with Julia as my friend, was when I took her to, so I have my house that I normally live in this state, but I also have another house in another state, so I go across state lines a lot to go to these different houses. But I took her up to my other house in the mountains, and it was like a family reunion, and it was a lot of fun. Her and I hung out the entire time. We were having so much fun. But when it got to the sharpshooting competition, which is kind of like range shooting, so like clay pigeons, if any of you know what that is, if any of you are like hunters or precision shooters, you use clay pigeons to kind of teach yourself how to aim and make sure you aim. So we have a clay pigeon precision hunting challenge every year, and Julia decided that she wanted to try and be in it, and she ended up winning. Now mind you, she had never shot a gun before. She had never even been in one of these competitions, and I've been in them for so many, and she beat me, and it was it was such a fun moment. It was just her and I like celebrating together, but it made me realize that I have someone I can compete with, because like I said last time, I have a competition with her and I know she's pretty much gonna win, but it's one of my favorite things to compete with her. Such an amazing athlete, and it's so much fun to compete with her and just go against her. Even though I know she's gonna win most of the time, it doesn't change the fun of it. So the last person is Sarah. Sarah is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. She is so compassionate and kind, and someone I can talk to about anything, someone I know who's always gonna be there, someone who hates to be pushed around, just like I actually met Sarah through Julia. A little backstory: Sarah and Julia are best friends, and I'm now best friends with both of them, so it's like a little group of the three of us are like best friends. Sarah and Julia's friendship is so inspirational, and I've learned a lot from both of them. So you realize that true friends are out there, and it makes you think, I'm gonna have a friend like that one day, or at least I hope I'll have a friend like that one day, someone who can reach into my darkness and pull out everything. But Sarah Sarah is one of the most compassionate and sweet people I know. As I said before, we met through Julia. But Sarah, she's just so kind, so generous. She's so selfless, and she always puts others first. Absolute favorite memory with Sarah was so Sarah's in the band with Julia and I do color guard, Julia does drumline, and Sarah plays the clarinet. This band party, and Sarah and I hadn't seen each other all summer, but I had seen Julia a couple times, and Julia and I walked in together, and I saw Sarah, and she like kind of glanced and saw me, and I saw her like turn around and jump, and I put what I was carrying down because like I saw her like that flicker in your eye, like I'm gonna charge, and she ran through this room and practically jumped on me to give me a hug because she hadn't seen me in so long. And I know I'm saying this a lot, I realized, but that's when I realized that Sarah was someone who actually cared about me, who I missed Sarah a lot that summer because I couldn't hang out with her because I was away a lot. And you miss your friends. You miss your friends a lot, and especially your best friends, you miss them a lot. And at the end of the last school year, I had said that I was starting to think like, oh, this is going to be a really good friend, Sarah. Oh, she's so sweet and so nice, and I know I want her to be my friend. And we started talking, we would text and stuff. But it was at that moment when she ran and practically jumped on me because we hadn't seen each other in so long. And it was then I realized that she's actually one of my best friends, because she actually cares, and she actually missed me during the summer. And that was amazing for me to feel like someone actually missed me. Like I knew Julia did because I'd talked to her over the summer and I'd hung out with her a lot. But we'd seen each other. But I hadn't seen Sarah, and I didn't know if she would care or not. Like if we would see each other and just be like, hey, like one of those like, oh, random friend, like just be like, hey. But no, she literally ran and practically jumped on me and literally just gave me a hug, and I was like, she actually cared. She actually missed me. She's one of my best friends now. And I knew from that moment that she was one of my best friends, and our friendship has just grown from there. It's just gotten so much better, and it's amazing to see. Second favorite memory with Sarah was 2 weeks ago at her surprise party. It was after all the guests left. Her parents and my parents were talking, and we were talking. And she eventually says, I beat you at and like I said last week, we had that competition, like, the I-Wing competition. That's what I'm gonna call it for now. It's the I-Wing competition. So, she said that she could beat me, and I was like, okay, you want to beat me? So I started doing some moves from when I used to be a cheerleader, and I did like a half scorpion, and she goes, I can do that too, and she did it, and it wasn't like as good. But I was like, okay, maybe you can. And then we started doing high kicks. She goes, I'm wearing jeans, I can't really do a high kick, so she can do a high kick. She goes, I can jump higher than you. I go, I'm taller than you. She goes, that's just your jeans. She goes, I can jump higher than you. And I go, okay. So we had someone watch, and the two of us jumped at the same time, and guess who won? I won. I told you I beat them. I didn't beat Julia. I beat Sarah. I beat her at the jumping contest, and it was really cool. And after that, we literally were just both laughing so hard. And I'm like, I won! We were literally just both laughing so hard, and it was just a kind of a cool experience. Just because, like, Sarah and I, like I said, she's one of my best friends, but we've never been like had a sleepover just the two of us. Like it's always like the three of us, me, her, and Julia, and it was just the two of us just kind of hanging out and just doing some stupid little things in this parking lot, or not parking lot, on the sidewalk, and we were just laughing, and it was just, it was so much fun, and I won't forget that. All three of these people are those people who, just by being there, just by seeing them, just by talking to them, makes my day better. And you'll always have the people like that, but it's the important people who are like that. And so yeah, just next time you guys look at your life and you look at who your friends are, make sure there's someone you can have those great experiences with, someone who treats you like a good friend, who doesn't use you for your money or for your looks or to get guys. Make sure you have friends that want the best for you, friends who want you to be you. And I think that wraps up this video. If you guys liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Until then, be true to you, and see you guys in the next video. Bye!